Good morning, everybody. This is Sarah, and I am here to talk to you today about more hormone stuff. So we introduced our Hormonal Health series, talked to you a little bit about PMS, and Shauna talked to you about perimenopause and menopause. And I am here today to talk to you about a couple of hormone conditions that many women unfortunately deal with. There are women who are dealing with more than just PMS. They have severe hormone-related symptoms. During their periods, they might have excessive pain, excessive bleeding, really severe skin problems, really, more than just irritability. There might be depression or anxiety coming into play, and these things can be indicative of a more serious hormone condition. So I definitely encourage you to go to your doctor, get checked out. But if you do get diagnosed with a more severe hormone condition, know that there are still supplements and other things that you can take to support your system. So the first of the conditions I'm going to talk to you about today is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And polycystic ovarian syndrome is exactly what it sounds like, where cysts form on the ovaries. And it can cause many, many different symptoms, but one of the biggest symptoms and kind of complaints that women have is excessive weight gain or trouble losing weight. And the reason for that is because PCOS is actually caused by insulin resistance. So when your body has a hard time breaking down glucose, the ovaries start overproducing certain hormones, namely male sex hormones like androgen. And that inability to balance blood sugars becomes the cause. So dealing with that problem is what is going to provide the most relief. So I always am going to support taking a hormone formula like EstroSmart that we talked about in our PMS video. So this is a great formula and just a great hormonal support. I think I called it my hormone multi in our last video. But I would consider adding something to help with blood glucose levels as well. In the case of PCOS, you would consider adding something like GlucoSmart. Now, GlucoSmart is also made by Lerna Vanderhaeg. This is actually a really unique product. It is an ingredient called carositol. And carositol comes from carob and has been shown to mimic insulin in the body. So it basically helps to regulate blood sugars when your body can't. And so by doing that, it can help balance blood sugars, helping with balancing hormones so your body doesn't have to overproduce those hormones anymore because you're finally able to balance your blood sugars. So many women will use this alongside their hormone support that they've chosen to take, and it will help with kind of like that weight loss. Carositol is also been shown to help with serotonin production. So those of you that might be dealing with, depression or anxiety in relation to PCOS, or having a hard time controlling appetite because serotonin is low, carositol can also help from that angle as well. So that's kind of my magic formula for polycystic ovarian syndrome, would be the EstroSmart and the GlucoSmart. They work really, really well together. If you're going to kind of take one or the other, I definitely start with the GlucoSmart because regulating those blood sugar levels is very, very important, but this really is the magic combo. Another hormone condition that is unfortunately very common is endometriosis. And endometriosis is where tissue starts forming on the outside of the uterus that would normally just be forming on the inside of the uterus. And sometimes it can even spread to the fallopian tubes and ovaries. And that tissue that forms creates adhesions and scar tissue that can cause excessive bleeding, excessive pain, and can lead to infertility in a lot of cases as well. And then there's two products I want to talk to you about today that can be added that can really, really help. The first is liver support. So liver support is really important. Endometriosis is known to primarily be caused by estrogen dominance, so too much estrogen in the body. So supporting the liver to rid the body of that excess estrogen is really, really important and really beneficial. So I am a big fan of this product by AOR. It's the calcium d-glucurate and milk thistle. Milk thistle, as many of you may know, is a herb that's been used for thousands of years to help support liver disease and problems related to the liver. Calcium d-glucurate is a little bit unique in how it works, but it basically supports the removal of excess hormones through pathways in the liver. So again, estrogen dominance, you want to get rid of that excess estrogen. Calcium d-glucurate is the thing that will do that. So adding that to something like EstroSmart that we've talked about before can really, really just help support that. And EstroSmart does have ingredients in it that will help support with that estrogen excess. But sometimes just adding that with the milk thistle is just the extra little support that your liver needs to really make that happen. Something else I always recommend as well for endometriosis is something to help break down that scar tissue. So serapeptase, which we have talked about before for pain and inflammation. One of the ways that it helps inflammation is it helps to dissolve non-living tissue in the body. So it helps to go in and dissolve that tissue and adhesions that is building up around the uterus, and can help get rid of that so that the inflammation goes away, and then hopefully the pain goes away. And I recently had a gal come in the last few months who was on a protocol for endometriosis, was doing a few different things, was getting relief, but was still dealing with a lot of pain, especially during her period. So I recommended the serapeptase she add to her protocol, and literally a month later she came in and couldn't believe the difference. She had noticed a significant reduction in her pain just by adding the serapeptase. So that's kind of my magic combo for endometriosis, is something for the liver to help promote the removal of those excess estrogens, and the serapeptase to break down that scar tissue so that you don't have to be in pain anymore. They work really, really well and can definitely be taken alongside a hormone support formula like the EstroSmart that of course we've talked a lot about. So I hope those tips helped if you deal with either one of those hormone conditions. Lots of stuff that can really help and be beneficial. Please leave your comments, questions, concerns in the comment box below. If you have any products that you're taking for those conditions that you want to share, please let us know. We'd love to hear about it.